Everyone's talking about metaverses, but I'm well happy to be in the OG metaverse, the game that started it all. If you played, send us a tweet to @DRSportsMedia. We had this room made specially for the DR Sports fan base. You can get custom-made clothing, items and furniture based on DR Sports colours. To open the shop, click the shopping trolley. There are all sorts of other rooms and games in Habbo. Open up the navigator window on the bottom right-hand side of your toolbar to see. I'm visiting Habbo Tuesday the 15th at 5 p.m. UK time, and I want to see you there. Make sure to follow DR Sports on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, because we're running a weekly competition for you to interview me in Habbo.
Hello and welcome to All Around Europe, and if you want to chat to Robbie about all things football in the metaverse, you can do that tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 15th, and then visit www.habbo.com and join the DR Sports room. Hi everyone.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi Raul.
Hi Raul, that's actually the way. Yeah, your name is used in YouTube. Is Hi Raul. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm happy to see you guys.
Yeah, we're happy to have you as well.
So first time Alessandro.
Hey.
Hello. Stuart. Hi. And
thanks for having me.
So it's been a very busy week in Europe. We are World Cup ready now, are we not?
Yep.
Shall we start with the Bundesliga?
Let's go.
Okay, so just to give you a few scores, Dortmund lost 4-2 to Mönchengladbach. Leipzig won against Werder Bremen 2-1. Bayern with a 2-0 win as well. Union Berlin lost to Freiburg 4-1, and they had a man sent off. So, I mean, a few weeks ago, you guys were talking about Union Berlin.
Yeah, because they were topping the Bundesliga for quite a few weeks, actually.
I think what we said straight off the bat a few weeks ago was just wait. I mean, the honeymoon period and see if they can last. And
yeah, I think we all agreed on that.
I think they lost that kind of scoreline a couple of weeks back as well. They were 4-0 down after 35 minutes, I think it was as well. Man sent off. So I think they're coming back to reality now, and the other teams like Leverkusen are picking up points now as well. Mönchengladbach as well is picking up points. Bayern again after drawing a few games. So I think the real surprise is Dortmund again.
Struggling.
Very inconsistent this season.
Yeah, I mean, is it kind of... Are we putting Dortmund out of the title race? They're currently sitting in 6th place in the Bundesliga on 25 points. Does that kind of rule them out?
Well, not really. Again, I think they're more focused on the Champions League as well. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but who do they have next round? Chelsea. The Chelsea is playable, 100%. Dortmund, yeah. So they have a card to play here. I'd say maybe the Bundesliga is probably dead for them, but yeah, Champions League, they will be focused on this 100%.
Tanky Dinek says Visca Barca.
Visca Barca.
We are going to get to La Liga as soon as possible. Just quickly on Bayern, who topped the table on 34 points going into Christmas. Choupo-Moting on the score sheet yet again. It's 6th for the season so far.
He's on fire.
Bayern are top of the league, as we mentioned. Choupo-Moting must have the world's best agent, right?
Because I don't know.
The guy was at Stoke once upon a time. PSG is now Bayern. They're obviously as a player there.
When he was playing for PSG, he was struggling. It was not a world-class striker, and I think our gaffer brought him because he had a great relationship with him in the past. But since Lewandowski left, he had a big pressure to take over, and I think he's handling it well. He's handling it really well, and he's smashing it. Again, we're playing Bayern Munich in the next round of the Champions League. And there's always discuss around our ex-players bullying us, such as Coman scoring the winner in the Champions League final, and now we have Choupo-Moting smashing it with Bayern. I will not be surprised if Choupo-Moting is performing against us in the Champions League. He's now a great player.
Union Berlin are also a team that I guess you wouldn't necessarily expect to kind of be where they were. But another one maybe is also Eintracht Frankfurt. They had an amazing season last year, European Cup winners. And obviously my team, Tottenham, played them in the group stage of the Champions League. That was very difficult as well. They're sitting 4th in the table. Do you think that they've kind of just gone from strength to strength after winning that trophy last season?
Yeah, I'd think so. I think even watching them in the Champions League, a few of the games, they were dominating teams away from home. I think Sporting and Marseille, they were playing good games, and I think they're just picking up that momentum that they got off the Champions League after like qualifying, because they qualified on the last day. Obviously, that whole group was a complete madness till the end, but that probably gave them even more momentum for the last 3 or 4 games before the World Cup, and they're just hitting form now, and they'll probably take that into. They should have most of their players. I don't think should be at the World Cup, so they've got 2 months to get even better and maybe challenge Bayern, but we'll see about that there.
I don't know.
No, go on.
I don't know if who wanna finish on top of the league, but I am sure that maybe Union Berlin and Fribourg, they don't gonna have time for finish on top of the league, because when you have a jungle team, or just you don't have maybe one team like with experience, maybe the league is so long, and then you can stay maybe 1-2 weeks on top of the league, but no more. Like the Union Berlin this year.
Again, this year is really hard to predict anything, to be fair. We are speculating on everything, but the World Cup is something that never happened like this in the middle of a season, and it will change everything. You just touched base on this, but on the other end, I'd say having a team with no players playing the World Cup is also a bit tricky as well, because they're not keeping the pace, whereas the other ones, they're risking injuries, but they will have individual training sessions, etc. It's not the same as playing week in, week out intensity,
of course.
Intense games. So again, this World Cup will change everything. So it's hard to predict.
We can say that we're gonna see 2 different
seasons,
league, 2 different seasons in one season, in 1 year.
Yeah, agreed.
So let me see, because I think that some teams gave holidays to the rest of the players. Come on, guys.
Get some rest.
Go on.
Rest.
Come on.
Spend some time with your family.
It feels a bit like end of season, or a bit like half term.
Yeah.
A bit like half term.
Definitely.
Just before we move on, Schalke at bottom of the table. That's not someone you would really expect to see there. Is it possible for Schalke to get relegated?
Everything is possible. Again, as we just said, when we will be back from the World Cup, I don't think they have that many players playing in the World Cup as well. It might be an advantage, but I'm not again considering the standing right now. It's obviously important for the rest of the season, but Schalke is a shock, to be fair, because it's part of the historic clubs in Germany, and they're usually performing in the Bundesliga. So I don't know what's going on. I think they changed gaffers recently as well. So
I think they only just, because they got relegated, I think a couple of seasons ago, and they came back up this year, and they're just struggling. So we'll see. I think another one was Werder Bremen. Teams like that.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to your favourite topic, which is Liga.
Liga.
Let's run through a few scores. It's actually quite obviously interesting with looking at the table. So we'll run through most of the scores. Lyon drew 1-0 with Nice. Rennes beat Toulouse 2-1. Brest beat Troyes 2-1. Montpellier 1-0 against Reims. Strasbourg 1, Lorient 1. Lens 2, Clermont 1. PSG 5, Auxerre 0. Lille 1, Angers 0. Nantes 2, I can't actually say that name.
Which one? Ajaccio.
Thank you. That was much better than how I was going to pronounce it. 2-2, and Monaco 2, Marseille 3. Looking at that table, PSG are obviously top, 41 points. Lens are in second, which is something you don't see all the time, 36 points, and Rennes are 31 points, with Marseille on 30 points in fourth. So for you, is it a bit odd to see maybe different teams that high up in the table at this stage?
Lorient was performing in the beginning of the season as well. We were all surprised. It was a big surprise for everyone, a bit like Union Berlin, and we were like, let's see how it goes. And now I think they're 5th or 6th.
They're 5th,
They're 5th,
in the table.
Lens is a quality club, is a quality team. It's an historic club in France. They have an amazing squad, and they've been consistent this season. So at the moment, the way it looks, they're not really going after us, because there's a big difference in terms of points. But I'm sure they will finish at least, top 4. Top 4, 100%. Lens are really consistent. Marseille back in 4th position. Again, not so sure they will stay in top 4. I hope they're not going to stay in top 4. They have an injured player, by the way. His name is Harit. Yeah, right before he was playing for Morocco, and I think it was yesterday he got injured. Like Kimpembe, by the way, is not going to the World Cup, unfortunately. But yeah, Liga is still exciting, even if we are topping the table, and there's a big massive difference at the moment, because after the World Cup I think we have 12 players that are playing the World Cup.
It's a lot.
We have players in Portugal, Spain, Argentina, obviously, France, Brazil. And I think the squad we will have back from the World Cup will look completely different. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely, let's see.
Do you think that you have any rival for win the Liga?
To win the league?
The title?
Lens, I think Lens is a serious rival.
You won, no? With Lens, or you didn't play yet?
When we played against Lens, yes, we won.
Okay.
Well, we are actually unbeaten this season. All competitions, by the way. The other club that is like us is Benfica. So no, I'm saying all competitions because it includes the Premier League, not only the Farmers League. Huh? So no. You know, I saw you. I
said absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Speaking of Lorient, Terem Moffi has his 10th Liga goal of the season. He's only third to reach that double figure in the league behind Mbappe and Neymar.
Yeah.
So is this someone that every league should have their eye on?
I think he's not available in the winter transfer window anyway. But again, it says a lot about not only him as an individual, but also the team around him is performing so well this season, so it makes him shine as well.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's a quality player, but the way Lorient played this season is amazing. So obviously, him as a striker makes him shine, obviously. But yeah, a great prospect. He will probably end up in the Premier League. You never know, because you guys like doing shopping in France, isn't it? And in the other European leagues.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. To be fair, if it was for Tottenham, not many of our French ones have worked out that well. But who knows? As you mentioned, PSG, they did obviously win this weekend 5-0. Mbappe was on the score sheet. Raul kind of touched on it when he asked you who your competition was. But do you wish there was more competition in Liga to make it more of a closer title race for you?
I think it's the same as La Liga as well. It's you know, now obviously Real and Barcelona, they have like 3 points difference or 2 points difference, so there's a bit of a competition on the top of the table. But in Italy, I think Napoli is smashing it. I think they are on
8 points clear.
Exactly. So it's not only the Ligue 1. You can see there's no league that is as competitive as the Premier League. That's just a fact. And we wish we were more competitive. But back in the days, you know, the Russians invested in Monaco. That's when we lost the title to Monaco. And we were quite, obviously I was sad to lose the title, but we were quite happy to see some actual real competition in the French league. And Marseille was a bit threatening, but he stayed for, I'd say, a few weeks, and then it was over, as usual. Lille as well, exactly.
For their financial
exactly. But when we did not win the league, it's not Lille winning it, it was that we lost it. Yeah, because we were awful that season.
Is that the season that was 2 years ago, right? Pochettino.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish there's more investment in the French league, because at the end of the day, it's all about investment. When you have those new investors at Newcastle that had the opportunity to pick either Marseille or Newcastle to invest, they decided to go for Newcastle. Whereas Marseille is I hate Marseille, etc. It's just a massive club in France. With a huge fan base as well.
And a long history.
So you would have thought maybe they would go for Marseille, you know?
Well.
But they prefer to go for Newcastle, so it says a lot.
It's a lot more. It's more lucrative to purchase the club that's in the Premier League because of the TV deals and everything that comes with it.
Everything is more interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's the problem with modern football with money, I guess.
There you go.
Right, let's move on to La Liga. This is getting a very close race. Barcelona are currently top of that table on 37 points. Real Madrid in second on 35. Real Sociedad 26 points in third. Bilbao 24th. And Atletico Madrid are kind of joint fourth, but we'll call it fifth, also 24 points. Just to give you some of those results from the weekend. Atletico Madrid lost away to Mallorca. So again, that wasn't looking too good for them at the moment. Bilbao won 3-0 against Valladolid. You can say that much better than me. Barcelona beat Osasuna 2-1. and Real Sociedad beat Sevilla 2-1 as well. So Barcelona, I know that you are obviously a Madrid fan through and through. Is it worrying you that Barcelona are top of the table or not bothered at the moment?
No, at the moment, because it's just 2 points for us. We don't want to do like the Barcelona on a big party because we go to the World Cup just for 2 points more than us. So no, I am not worried. So just 2 points. 14 games, sorry, and just no. It's true that it's a bit tricky. We are not doing a great football this year, but it's just 2 points. Don't worry.
We have something to say to you.
Yeah. What did you say? I think you had a game on Monday night just before the show. How much did you say you were going to win?
3-4-0.
How much did you lose in the end?
1-2.
It was 3-2
Yeah. No, but
You were too confident, huh?
I was,
Really?
but no now.
Yeah, but sometimes when he's walked into this room overly confident, it's
Yeah.
actually benefited him very well.
Yeah. For now, yeah, definitely.
No, but it's true that we don't have the company for the VAR.
Yeah.
So I don't
VAR.
want to say. I'm gonna start to speak about the VAR. I don't know if you see some of the.
Yeah, it's weird. Wow,
you see
that's interesting. Yeah. Now you're touching base on this. Then
But how is possible?
the Lyon against Nice game when they drew this weekend, there was a penalty on Lacazette, and you check the VAR, like it was properly simulated, like the Neymar way, kind of. I hate to say that, but Robbie will be happy hearing me saying this. But yeah, it was so obvious that there was no pen. And also, when you have VR checking this, you're like, how come you are... It's everywhere in Europe anyway. No one really understands it, isn't it?
Trust me,
No, but in this
VAR does
case,
not
in this
solve the
case,
problem.
in this case, one central back of Cadiz just punch in the face of Rodrigo, and the VAR they didn't see the cam, they didn't see the game. So how is possible? I don't gonna say that the company of the VAR pay 100 million for Barcelona this
But you just saying
You
it.
just said
yeah, I'm gonna put on the table. I don't
just
like to speak
said
about
it.
the VAR. Just 2 points. We wanna play the next round in the Champions League, and that's it. So simple.
Okay,
Don't
fair
worry.
enough.
We have a talking point on Barcelona. Gerard Piqué got sent off in his final game for Barcelona from the bench last Thursday.
In the bench? No, sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't. But
In the no, he finished the game with red card.
yeah.
Yeah. What actually happened? Because obviously he now, I guess, won't get that set. I mean, I'm sure they might do some type of a testimonial or something, but he wouldn't get to play that last game before his retirement. How do you kind of view his legacy as a rival? Like, looking at him, what do you think he's meant to Barcelona in his career?
And, what's happened, or how he
is like as a player, like what
as a player?
yeah.
Is
The legacy that he leaves behind.
I think we spoke. I think he is as a star in Barcelona. He's as a star in the national team as well. But at the end, he always play with a great player around him. At the moment,
So he's been lucky.
why not? I would say yes.
I thought
Yeah.
there'd be more compliments.
No.
We spoke about this last
no,
week, didn't we? We were
no,
saying that.
but I respect to him as well because he won the World Cup. But at how he thinks or how he's doing the last 2-3 seasons, look how finished the career. Yeah, I think at the end he's a person as well. He finished his career because he loved his club. He didn't want to decrease the salary. So, but he's a star of Barcelona. I think he will finish as president of Barcelona in the future. He want to put some money. He want to invest some money as well. So, let me see. He has as well more than president than the coach. Because
Let me ask him a question then. So when you compare him, try to stay objective, obviously, to Sergio Ramos and Piqué at a national level, like people in Spain, do they see Piqué and Ramos at the same level? Like the love for both is the same, or they have a preference for one or the other?
I think that more of the people like more Ramos just because he was a captain and he's playing better than Piqué. He was a captain. He has more attitude. At the end of the season, he said, "No, I don't want to play for Spain. I don't like
Piqué.
Spain.
Yeah.
He said that
Yes, I remember this.
because he's from Catalonia.
Yeah.
It's
I
a big
remember this as
complicated,
well.
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
And at the end, he said, "No, I don't want to play more for Spain." So how no? You will play in
Catalonia.
Yeah.
Creator,
So I think in the rest of the team, so the rest of the people, I say no.
And how
We
do you
like,
explain Sergio Ramos is not in the Spanish squad for the World Cup then?
I am surprised and not surprised because I think he has a bit problem with the coach.
Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique is a big, is a complicated mister.
Relationship,
It's a coach bit so serious, and he said no.
Like they have like
This is-
personal issues between them, huh?
Exactly. Not only with in front of Ramos, he have as well with another striker, very famous, a very good striker for us. We go to the World Cup without the striker, just one striker. Do you know who is? Alvaro Morata. This is our striker for the World Cup. So, but at the end,
Would you have taken Ramos in the Spanish
in the World
squad?
Cup, yeah, because, like I say now, so we know how we need to play in the different tournaments. In the World Cup, you need to play with experienced players, with amazing players, but with experienced players. It's like La Liga. La Liga is so long. It's just 2 points. Relax, hold on, guys, hold on. No, it's different in the Champions League. I think it doesn't matter. La Liga or La Ligue is very competitive, but just inside the La Liga, inside the La Ligue. Then when you go out and you play with another Italian team or English team, it doesn't matter.
But people in Spain,
like-
they were not really surprised to not see Ramos in the Spanish squad for the World Cup.
No,
isn't it? Like-
just for the previous games.
Yeah,
Because he was out.
yeah,
in the
exactly.
list.
Yeah,
So yeah.
fair enough.
Fair enough. Just having another look at the table before we move on. Sevilla are 18th in the table in La Liga. Another one you just don't really expect to see, kind of at the bottom of the table. Has anyone been watching Sevilla? You know, I guess you will have, but closely and seeing maybe what has gone wrong there.
I think there was the big problem was this summer because they didn't do a great transfer window. They changed the coach recently 2 weeks ago, and now look up, it's a big problem. They are not winning.
I think we were speaking about discipline last week, obviously, because there was the derby, and I'm pretty sure within about 50 minutes someone got sent off for Sevilla. I'm pretty sure they did, and it just killed the game for them already. So there's just something not going right in the club, whether it's the players, whether they're demotivated, because the discipline has been poor, as we've seen, and Sam Paoli, the coach, he's not. I've never really rated him as a coach. He done okay at Marseille. Was he at Marseille, wasn't he?
It was. Yeah, it was alright. It was doing well for at the beginning, and then he started to be a bit shaky. But yeah.
Could be that.
I think he could be good for Sevilla, but
The
not the
market.
It's your hometown as well, isn't it? It's your hometown, Sevilla. No, you don't feel
Yeah,
sorry
no,
for Sevilla.
I like Sevilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll say he's from Madrid though. We have a super chat for Raul from Perez1FY, who said, would Raul have taken Thiago Alcantara to the World Cup?
Thiago, not really. I said last season in front of the Liverpool when Thiago and the Bayern as well. Not really. I
No?
don't like Thiago never.
Make your feelings known. Why not?
Do you think that is a great? We have Pedri, we have Sarabia as well. When Sarabia is not in the centre, but Ansu Fati as well. Who gonna take off instead of Thiago?
It's debatable, to be fair, because the players you just mentioned, there's a bit of a
You like-
competition with Thiago Alcantara in terms of consistency as well. When you said Pedri, Ansu Fati, Pablo Sarabia, but Pablo Sarabia is more in front,
yeah.
obviously.
Busquets.
Yeah, okay. There's no debate with Sergio Busquets.
I will put I will put Busquets in the bench. Do you see Busquets?
No. It's
See,
not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen. Yeah.
I saw
Agreed, yeah.
That's
I know what you mean.
That's a bit of a revelation. Right, moving on to Serie A. Let's have a quick look at the table. So top four for you is Napoli, AC Milan, Juventus and Lazio. Inter just outside in fifth place. Milan beat Fiorentina 2-1 yesterday. How was that game? Sitting second in the table, but 8 points behind Napoli.
I think the last 4 weeks in Serie A have every game. It's been tough, tight. Players not performing like they did last season on our run to the Scudetto. I think some players are inconsistent. Scored 92nd minute. It was a lucky goal. It was an own goal. So it was just something isn't clicking. And one of the reasons as well is our transfer market. It's just the players we bought in. Some aren't playing. Charles de Ketelaere from Bruges. He was one of the best players in Belgium, and it's just not working for him at the moment. But I think January is the most important for us. I think we need to get some signings in, because we didn't replace Romagnoli, who went to Lazio. We didn't replace Kessier. I know he's not playing well at Barcelona, but we didn't get a proper replacement for him. So we need to get these replacements in.
It was surprising that you let him go. Why did you let him go?
He wanted about 7-8 million. And our policy and how it is in Italy, if we're even struggling right now to come to terms with Leao, Benacer as well. Like, it is a struggle with the policy we have at Milan, and then also how much money we can give as well with the financial fair plays and stuff, especially in Italy.
We are going to talk about the World Cup a bit more in depth in a little bit, but just talking about Tomori, who obviously plays for AC Milan, and Tammy Abraham of Roma as well. Neither of them got the England call-up. How did you feel about that? Did you think they probably deserved to go?
Tomori deserved to go. I don't know, as a starter, I don't think so, because he's had a great 18 months, but from this season he's been a bit off. He's had a few games, not just Chelsea games, he's had a few games in Serie A where he's been a bit frantic. He's coming out of place and then leaving a gap, or he's going into challenges that he doesn't need to, so I still think he's better than Conor Cody.
Eric Dyer,
I'm going to say as well. I think Maguire has to be there because of his experience, but the other two, for me, there's no way they should be in front of Tomori. Even if he doesn't play, he should be on that plane. And then as for Abraham, he's had about 3 goals in 15 games. Hasn't really been shining this season. And when you look at the likes of Ivan Toney, that didn't even get
in the squad. He was never getting in, like, especially with Callum Wilson as well. Like, there's no way he was getting in. So for me, I think that's the right decision for Abraham. Tomori, no chance. Okay, no problem. Napoli beat Udinese 3-2. Inter also beat Atalanta 3-2 as well this weekend, and Juventus beat Lazio 3-0. So that definitely keeps it a little bit tight between 2nd and 5th. But do you think it's Napoli's to run away with?
No, I don't think so. I think Spalletti has this thing with, he's done it at Roma, he's done it at Inter. He's never won a league, and in the last 3 to 4 months is when it usually dips down for Napoli. I know this season they've made the right signings, but I'm interested to see what they'll do in January and February. They've got a few tough games coming up. They've got Inter and Juventus coming up, and especially with Juventus now, I think 6 games on the bounce, 6 wins, 1 against Inter and Lazio, and 6 clean sheets as well. So they haven't conceded. And Chiesa's coming back, Pogba will be back, so their players will be coming back. Rabiot's in form. Vlahovic hasn't even been playing the last couple of weeks. Moise Kean is scoring consecutively. Inter have won 5 in 6 games. Obviously, they lost to Juventus, and that's without Lukaku doing anything. I think Zeko's their man right now, 36 years of age, and scoring in and out. So from the table, it looks like they're going to run away with it, but it's way too early for me, especially with these teams that started off slowly now starting to pick up the results. And I don't know, I just feel like Napoli will drop off at some point, and that's when we will start catching up.
So you think you can win it? You can win the league?
I think we can still win the league, definitely.
Just while I've got you here, in the Champions League draw, AC Milan are drawn against Tottenham. I would like to say, does that scare you? But probably from what you've seen of Tottenham lately, probably not.
I was happy with the draw because there's not many teams I would like to have faced there. I think one that I wouldn't even wanted to face Benfica. I think it was either Porto or Tottenham for me, and we got Tottenham. It's a great away day as well. But Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Teo Hernandez and Leao ripping Emerson new one if they don't get anyone in January. Or
Let me tell you,
use
if we don't
Matt
we don't get rid of Emerson and get someone new.
But yeah, it's 4 months away, so anything can happen. Injuries can happen. People coming back. People like Son, obviously, that hasn't really hit the ground running this season.
Yeah.
He might have a good World Cup and then be on fire. Being players like Bentancur and Kulusevski that were
Down and out at Juve.
woeful at Juventus are shining for Tottenham and some of their best players. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. But it will be tight.
Okay. Right, let's look at the Portuguese League, Portuguese Primeira Liga. Top of the table is Benfica on 37 points. In second is Porto on 29. Braga third on 28. And Sporting are on fourth on 25 points. Having a look at the weekend, Braga lost. Porto won 4-1 against Boa Vista. Benfica with a 3-1 win as well, and Sporting with a 2-1 win. You just mentioned about Benfica, you wouldn't want to face them. Are they maybe a team to beat in Europe this season? Are they the ones to watch?
Because we experienced Benfica, and I can tell you they are a tricky side to play. They've been really solid. They are, as I said, unbeaten this season as well, all competitions. The last game against Haifa, we did not expect them to beat them 6-1. We were supposed to be top of the league. We won 2-1, but again, 6-1. I'd say Benfica is at least, I'd say, reaching the quarterfinals in the Champions League. It's the type, it's the type of club that is a bit underestimated.
They got Bruges. It'd still be a tough game.
So, that's been a tough game.
No.
Bruges
Bruges
very good.
Exactly. So it will be an interesting one because Bruges is also underestimated as well. Last time I mentioned Atalanta is usually that type of club where people are like, maybe RB Leipzig as well. It's not the RB Leipzig they used to be, but no, Benfica, they play very compact. They have very technical players as well. And they have the European experience. So don't underestimate them. Yeah, I think they can go far.
I'm a Porto fan, actually. Went to visit the city once. I actually fell in love with it, to be fair. And I did go to a Porto game. I went to a Champions League game, but I can't remember who they played. So I'm actually now Porto fan. But it should be very interesting seeing what happens in there. Sporting Lisbon, obviously lots of stuff coming out today about Cristiano Ronaldo. We're waiting for that full interview to drop on Wednesday. Do you reckon Ronaldo could end back up at Sporting?
Maybe ask Raul because he's a Real Madrid legend.
Do you want him back?
So
I think he should be.
Should be back at Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. No. Not for us. For Sporting.
For Sporting.
For the Portuguese league, not for us. So I don't understand why he should be moved out of the Manchester. So I think he will be, no?
Well, there's no choice
after this interview, after this, of course, he should. But he should be moved to Portuguese league, La Liga, big league. No, who gonna take it to him?
Okay, so if let's say he doesn't go to Sporting or somewhere like that, you wouldn't want him back at Madrid?
No.
Why? Because you think
do you want in your team?
At PSG? No.
No, for us.
The Avengers already have too many stars, man. I can't deal with this anymore.
In Real Madrid, we have a good thing is we know when the player is finished.
Yeah.
So Ronaldo.
So you saying that? Yeah,
Ronaldo is finished. Yeah, we know how the player is finished. And look now, the Barcelona, for example, with the money. So Jordi Alba, Busquets, Piqué. Big salary for this captain.
Yeah,
as well. At the moment, Ronaldo is finished.
Okay.
How many millions?
Yeah, who's going to pay for him? That's the real question.
I think he should be moved to maybe one club that he loves, like Sporting.
That's it.
No.
His hometown,
so we've ruled out a return to Madrid. You've said you wouldn't have him at PSG, but is there any way that PSG, or maybe the board, would want him for the commercial aspect?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair.
I wouldn't
be surprised. But apparently that's what they said. They changed strategies and they don't want to recruit players for only the commercial and advertising and aspects.
But that would bring in a hell of a lot of money, would it not?
Is that even in FIFA? You can even imagine, reuniting Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and Ronaldo.
Surely you just love to see it.
No,
like,
no, I
I'd
don't.
like to see
I
it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I'd
I'm
love
sorry.
to see it,
I'd love to
just
see
don't know
it,
how
but-
would-
Because it's not your team, guys. That's why.
Yeah.
As my team, I'm focusing on the chemistry between the players, rather than having big amazing stars that it's not working. You can see it's not working. So now they want to change and recruit useful players with potential, young players with talent. Will be more interesting for me as a PSG fan than having Ronaldo in my team. Again, I'm not saying you remember I was on DR when they were talking about having Messi, and I got roasted in the comment section because I said I don't want Messi to play for PSG.
Yes, I remember.
So because I did not really understand why he was coming. He cried when he left Barcelona. For me, Messi will always be a Barcelona player. He bullied us as well. Neymar bullied us as well. So I cried because of those players. So seeing them playing for us now Messi is doing well this season. But yeah, it's just that for me, having Ronaldo at PSG does not make any sense from a football perspective. But as you said, it makes sense from a financial, commercial perspective. But hopefully it's not going to happen, man. No. I don't want to
I
hear
don't
that.
think it makes much sense for many clubs that are in Europe right now. I can't see. I don't know.
Chelsea maybe can
I know,
afford
I
him.
can't see much Chelsea either.
You
I
say
can't.
that, but Todd
Arsenal?
Bowley wanted him in the
Yeah, I
summer.
know he wanted him,
Is
but-
that something that could happen?
Arsenal, they have money. Yeah.
Chelsea have money.
Yeah,
Chelsea have money.
they do, no? Yeah, with the American owners, yeah, they have.
I would have said if he couldn't go anywhere else, it would have to be MLS. But
Interesting.
But-
Interesting, yeah.
but the MLS, when does the MLS start? Because he'll have a few months between January. 'cause
Yeah.
they don't start straight away.
No,
Yeah.
we don't.
So they have like a gap, a period where he's not going to be playing without any club.
Yeah,
Ronaldo
very
without a
true.
club.
Yeah.
Well, he's pulled a very big card, kind of, because if you think of it, obviously he wanted to leave in the summer, it didn't materialise. And then to do this just before the World Cup, which is obviously a statement, the January transfer window is as soon as they basically come back. So he's putting it out there that I don't want to be here, I don't respect the manager, I don't like the facilities, the club's going nowhere kind of thing. And he's putting himself out there to a market who obviously can't really afford him and probably wouldn't even really want him in their side after that kind of breach of trust and being so open. Once you leave the club, you can say what you want, but he's still there. So is he hoping that United cancel the contract and then someone might take him just to pay for the wages?
Well, who's going to pay for his wages?
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing.
the problem.
Don't know, but
that's the
maybe
big
he'll
question.
take the cut on his wages just to get him out.
I think with what's happening now, he's not even trying to achieve this. He's just trying to say, guys, I'm just fed up.
I think it was a goodbye message. It
Yeah,
was a goodbye
yeah,
message.
well, yeah,
I
that's
think he timed it perfectly for him because now he's got a month and a half now where he's just focused on Portugal. He's playing his last World Cup, and now it's all on the Manchester United board to sort this out, to see what they're going to do. It's a bit like Arsenal with Aubameyang when they had that time to see, what should we do? Do we terminate it? What's best for the club? Because right now, Ten Hag is the future. I know he's disrespected and stuff, but Ronaldo's say, if there was no problems, 12 months, 18 months.
We need to speak about his behavior as well, because again, from an individual perspective, he's also, even with the Portuguese national team, sometimes because of his experience and his results and stats and everything. And don't get me wrong, it's fine, but he's behaving a bit like a gaffer as well. Even with the Portuguese on the sideline, he likes controlling. He's a born leader anyway, so I can understand that he might conflict with a gaffer, simple as. But again, what I think is that he's not going after the institution of Manchester United, because I think he owes everything to Manchester United, the player he's been. When he's mentioning Sir Alex Ferguson, he's also saying, guys, I'm nostalgic from the past, kinda. And trust me, let's be real here, plenty of Man United fans are nostalgic from the Sir Alex Ferguson past, and they're not really happy with what's happening at the moment. So he's saying very honest stuff. He's not really going after the institution, the club, but more like some exec people as individuals, but not the club itself. That's my reading of what's happening.
Well, I think most of it was obviously borderline pathetic at it was pretty pathetic, some of it. But there's also, obviously, everyone now is just going to have the outburst of get him out of our club. Like, he's just thinking about himself. But then there's the underlying issues of the Glazers, where up past players that have come, we had Alexis Sanchez that was saying the same things. Jose said the same thing as well. Ibra said the same as well. So, like, there is the issues there. It's just the way you address it is what.
And also
the problem.
disrespecting Ten Hag
Exactly. Yeah.
as blatantly as that. There's no future for him at Manchester United.
100% with you guys, but we know how he is, and to be honest, I think he studied 100% this situation.
Of course.
And this moment.
That's well planned.
Exactly.
Of course.
So
It's
He
totally
is an
well
intelligent man. He's not doing this out
he's
of the blue.
a businessman, like
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
But his career is finished.
At United, yeah.
Right,
His
well-
career is
No
finished.
worries. I think
Yeah.
he's never gonna play more in
no.
the Champions League.
No, I think you might
No.
be right. Well, Hector Diaz said American will pay him the money. He will be in the MLS. So let's wait and see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's what you said, yeah.
What
Well, maybe.
happens with that? Right, let's just quickly run through the Eredivisie, the Dutch league. So Feyenoord are top on 33 points. Ajax second place on 30 points. PSV on 30 points as well in third. And AZ Alkmaar on 29 points in fourth. Ajax drew 3-3 at the weekend. I mean, since Ten Hag's left Ajax, I mean, European-wise, they weren't looking too good. But in the league, I guess they're still kind of up there. They're sitting in second place. Not too much to worry about.
A lot, well, from what I've seen on like social media and stuff, a lot of Ajax fans aren't really happy with the manager. I think they aren't, because there's performances, not just Champions League. Yes, they should be dominating that league. I mean, of course there's PSV and Feyenoord, but there is games where I've watched where Ajax have just looked a little like not themselves. I mean, they have players like Kudus and stuff like that, but they need to go into the market and get some players, because Tadic as well just dropped
with
off.
Ajax is always the same thing. They make their players shine, and they lose those key players. They sell them. They lost so many key players for the past few seasons. So we can mention what's his name, Hakim Ziyech. Now you have Anthony going to Man United as well. Like all those key players they had, they obviously they make good money out of it. But I think the strategy of Ajax has always been to, I don't know, like just, I don't know what's the business model, but I think that's a shame, because they do not manage to keep their key players, and they always end up losing them. So,
but they can't manage the key player, because it just, if you see the league for
that's the league issue.
maybe
yeah.
you can keep your player, maybe if you have 2-3 teams, so big team in Europe, or
But they always
with
play the
money.
Champions League anyway, so you know those players, they are guaranteed kinda to play Champions League football.
Yeah, 1 year, so the rest of the team.
No, it's weird. I'm just happy for PSV Eindhoven, because we have our ex-player at PSG, Xavi Simons, who's been selected in the Dutch national team. He's a youngster. He's been smashing it with
Both him and Gakpo have been
he's smashing it with
unreal.
PSV Eindhoven, and he's been selected for the World Cup. Still crying about him leaving the club. I wish we can have him back. Apparently, we have a buyback clause in the contract with PSV Eindhoven, so maybe we will trigger this. But yeah, big up to Xavi
young.
Simons. Is smashing it. Huh?
He's young.
He's very young. He was playing at Barca as well, from the Barca academy. Yeah, really talented player.
Oh, it's super tight there. PSV actually lost at home to AZ Alkmaar. Battle between third and fourth. Feyenoord beat Excelsior 5-1 at the weekend. So moving on, we've gone through all the leagues. We're now on half term until after Christmas. Let's just talk about the World Cup quickly. I want you to all give me one nation who you are backing to go the furthest. It can be a home nation. Obviously, it can't be yours because Italy are not in the World Cup. But you can pick whoever you like, or you can back your own, and let me know who you think is going to win the World Cup.
Seleção for me. Neymar is I'm a big Neymar fanboy, and I think Brazil, well, Argentina as well, but I think Brazil have a very good side, and I think they smashed their qualifiers, and I think most of their players this season have played to get there. You see Neymar, the way he's just been, it's just unreal. Like players like Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, like these players are shining because they want to be there and they want to win that title. It was like when they won the Olympics when Neymar won the Olympics. They brought in the experienced players like Neymar to win that, because it means in Brazil football is life basically, and I think for me Brazil are going to win it.
Okay, Stu.
It's almost like they have two starting 11s anyway.
Yeah.
Brazil. I think France will have this curse where you win the World Cup and you get kicked out at the group stage, the World Cup after. Our squad is not looking as good as in 2018. So objectively, I'd go with Argentina. I think obviously it's the last World Cup for Messi. We saw the final against Brazil for the Copa America. The squad they have is amazing as well. And also the players on the pitch, they made it really clear that they're ready to die on the pitch not for the country, but for Messi to win this World Cup before he ends his career. And all the players around Messi are going to do everything they can so Messi can win the World Cup.
Would be amazing.
The perfect way to end your career.
Could you imagine if it was a Portugal-Argentina World Cup final?
Plenty of people are saying that's going to be the final.
That would be crazy.
Portugal are also very interesting during the World Cup. I'm going for Argentina. Yeah.
Okay, Raul?
I will take Argentina as well. I am happy because I just saw the group of the States and they cannot go the final, Argentina and Brazil, because if they finish in the first position, they go for the same way.
Yeah.
So maybe Argentina and Brazil in the same way, and then we have France and England in the other way.
Portugal,
Germany, I'm saying Germany doing good as well.
Germany, the Europe team.
Yeah.
And not Germany, Spain maybe, because we finish in the second position.
Mm.
Yeah, but if Germany finish in the first position, go for the way for Brazil and Argentina.
Yeah.
We finish second.
Okay, understood.
Maybe we can finish second.
Look at him. Yeah.
Bro, it's a tournament.
confidence.
You need to study how you
strategy.
if
Yeah,
we
of
finish
course,
in
of
we
course.
finish in the first position. We have first Croatia, then Brazil, then Argentina, and then France or England in the final. Come on, we don't gonna win.
You got to beat the best to win it.
Yeah, it can only be what's in
Exactly,
front
but
of
if
What
you
have you done
are,
in
if you
yours?
are honest, like if you look your team, we lost. We finished in the second position, and we then beat Belgium, then Portugal,
Yeah.
then England or France, and then we can play the final with Messi. But I will take Messi as well, just for the performance, because I think he has extra motivate.
Yeah, he is,
extra
man.
so-
It's the
I think
last
all the
chance for
team-
him. Like, it's
Exactly.
the last
Him
chance.
shine.
He's not going to play any other World Cup anyway. So
It's true that they
it's the last
they
one.
don't have a good football, but all the team, all the player play for Messi.
Yeah, exactly.
Take Messi
Yeah,
to-
no, that's very true. Yeah.
It will be amazing. Right, what I need from you all as well.
What
I
about
need-
you, Abby? Which team is your favorite for the
Who
World
am I
Cup?
backing?
Yeah.
I think it'll be Argentina.
Okay.
I have always said that, but I do
What about England? Is it coming home or not?
I don't think it's coming home this time.
No way.
No, I don't.
Why you
I
don't
reckon
believe in
this
your
is
country?
quarterfinals for us.
Sure.
France. Time.
I'd like to be. You know,
You'd say France is one of the
Surprise.
favorites,
it's France for me. I just feel like I can never write off.
like Germany.
Yeah, like Germany.
Yeah, like Germany. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think
But
that
for me, France is kind of a dark horse in the back of my mind. Could they do something?
Okay.
I think that you have a good team. France have a good team, but they won the last World Cup. I think never,
It happened to Spain. It happened to Germany. It happened to
Italy as well.
Yeah.
We
So
finish
there's a
in the
curse around
group
it.
stage,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so-
That's what I said. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I need you all to pick one player or two players, if you'd like, from your leagues who you think will shine at this World Cup.
Theo Hernandez and Leao.
That was an easy one.
Oh.
I'm going for, surprisingly, I'm not going for Messi. I'm going for Neymar. I think it will be the World Cup of Neymar.
Okay.
Going for Neymar. Yeah.
I will take Benzema. He's preparing this World Cup
Yeah.
3-4 weeks. He's not playing with us for the last 4 games. He's just studied the World Cup. And Vini, because I don't have another. Maybe Rodrigo, but no.
Benzema is the same last missing piece
Last
of the puzzle.
opportunity.
If he wins the World Cup, then it's game over. So yeah.
Okay. And finally, before we wrap up, who will be top goal scorer?
That's hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
That is hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Neymar. Neymar, Messi. So I'm gonna go
Messi.
Neymar.
Wow, not even a nod towards Kane? Ronaldo?
Nah.
Okay.
If we go far, I'd go with Benzema. If we go at least like semi-final, I think he might score quite a few actually.
I would
It's-
take the easy. It's Messi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
easy, but I think it should be or can be real.
That's
Yeah.
what them two teams are going to do. Everything's going to revolve
Yeah.
around them two. Who's taking the penalties, the free kicks?
Whereas France will not play for
So-
Benzema, and there's
There's
Mbappe,
Giroud,
there's everyone.
Mbappe,
So
you know
no,
what I mean?
yeah, I agree. Yeah, Messi might
In
be
France,
top scorer.
is Mbappe, no? For the
Mbappe
penalty.
and
That's
also
what I mean. There's so many.
yeah.
Getting a little bit excited now.
Yeah.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Are you excited about England during the World Cup?
Oh no, I'm just excited for the whole tournament. As soon as I saw him start picking, Dyer, etc.
Oh, okay.
She's waiting for February.
Oh, you are. So you want the gaffer to be out?
No,
You
I
want
think
change?
I think this tournament will prove everything. I think he's done a very good job the last two tournaments, obviously to get to a semi-final and a final. Just didn't win it.
And go home.
But I think from what we've been watching lately, it's a little bit turgid. But let's see, tournament football, you can only beat who's in front of you. Let's see if England make it out the group and how far they can go. As we mentioned at the top of the show, if you want to chat to Robbie about all things football in the metaverse tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 15th, then visit www.habbo.com and join the DR Sports Room. Thank you so much, guys. Stu,
Thanks.
Alessandro
Good one.
and Raul.
Thank you.
You guys are hopefully going to be joining us throughout the World Cup.
Definitely.
Many of the watch-alongs. So don't worry, we've got you covered for the World Cup. Make sure you keep it right here, locked in on DR Sports.
Everyone's talking about metaverses, but I'm well happy to be in the OG metaverse, the game that started it all. If you played, send us a tweet to @DR Sports Media. We had this room made specially for the DR Sports fan base. You can get custom-made clothing, items and furniture based on DR Sports colours. To open the shop, click the shopping trolley. There are all sorts of other rooms and games in Habbo. Open up the navigator window on the bottom right-hand side of your toolbar to see. I'm visiting Habbo Tuesday the 15th at 5 p.m. UK time, and I want to see you there. Make sure to follow DR Sports on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, because we're running a weekly competition for you to interview me in Habbo.